glass half empty man, Lukey, and you still seem to be a bit down yourself, and you come back to the press here and they're still having a crack at you.
Yeah, but that's part and parcel, I suppose, with our game, and you can't hide from it. The only thing I wanted to delay it a little bit, and look, but I'm a glass half empty man, and I'm probably not no frill sort of fellow as well, and the fact that I'm genuinely happy that we won the race, and probably and almost as thankful for her effort under probably trying circumstances with my ride and my relaxed ride late, and the fact that she was carrying an injury the last part of that race or whenever it was from, for her to get there and still prevail was it was pretty touching stuff.
When you look back on it, though, it really was one of her greatest of victories. To think she's travelled halfway across the world. Not many of the best horses do that. She's done it with injury, and she still won despite some other things.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely right. And it's probably right. It probably wasn't. I don't know how all that UK form or European form measures up, but it was. She was nowhere near her best, but it was. But she was as courageous and brave as she always usually is. So no, it was fantastic, and I don't think we can take anything away from Caviar. It was just a fantastic effort on her part. I've been with her for the whole ride, and the fact that we always wondered if she'd show that courage when we were put under pressure, because she had won races easier in the past, but it was just wonderful to see how much courage she had when the chips were down on Saturday. With me probably letting back into the race a bit, trying to look after her late like I have done in nearly every one of her starts, it was satisfying that we still got the job done.
It's pressure from you, from how you rode those. There was also pressure from the injuries, and I think you said on the day that you felt she wasn't 100%, and obviously that's borne out in the post-race.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, she's a special horse to everyone involved at Moody Racing, and all you want to make sure she gets for a run and has it gets for injury-free or trouble-free, and it wasn't the case on Saturday, but she still come up with a big W. So it was a winning trip to the UK, and we got the job done.
Yeah, forget about the finish. Were you worried during the race that knowing that she wasn't coasting the way she did, didn't have the ears pricked the way she travelled? Was that a concern to you during the race?
It was a little bit. She wasn't, but you sort of these sorts of things go through your when you're in your post-race analysis of it all. You don't seem to. She didn't ever worry me. I just thought she might just take encouraging, but when you reflect, the fact that she didn't toe up the way she usually does, and she's such a bull at a gate down the straight track at home and in a gallop in the middle of a paddock and the line kilns at Newmarket on the Tuesday. She loves galloping that straight line, and she probably travels a bit keener in the straight line, and she didn't do that on Saturday, and that was probably the flagship. That was probably the flag there initially when I was in my first analysis of the race, that she wasn't her usual self, and the fact that she required urging for me to put her into the next gear, and the fact that she backed off so quickly when I relaxed on her to coast to the line is all evident that she'd hurt herself at some stage during the race.
Meet the Queen. Do you remember what little conversation you had? She was very willing to be waiting there and to pat the horse on the head as well.
Yeah, it was pretty good actually. Pete asked her if she'd like a pat, and she was very happy to have a little pat with her, and the fact that I shook hands with her, and I wasn't sure if you were allowed to touch her. I was a bit concerned because no one had told me anything about it. Because I think one of our Prime Ministers in the past got in trouble, perhaps touching her on the back or something. And I wasn't sure if you actually allowed, but she put her hand out to shake it, so I didn't leave her hanging. And then I think you're supposed to bow a little bit or duck your head. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the etiquette involved with meeting the Queen, because the mug here, if it was born in Manangatang, lived half his life. I lived his adolescence in Dalby in Queensland. There wasn't many Queens getting about. But it was wonderful. We chatted a little bit about. She asked me if I'd ridden a horse in a whole career, and the fact that, I said to her that she's a once in a lifetime horse, and one I'll never see the likes of again. And she was very congratulating, and she didn't care about the last 5 hops, I suppose, and she was just. I think she'd wanted to meet her for a while because there's been so much. There's just been so much press about her. The fact that she's got to. She wanted to meet our queen, I suppose, and she gave her a little pat. It was all wonderful.
You didn't drop your hands on the queen. That was one good thing, Luke.
That's true. I didn't drop my hands on the queen. I didn't leave her hanging. So that would have that might have gone over as nice. I might have got barred from England altogether if that had happened.
At least you had a chance to do that. Hopefully we'll see her back. I mean, obviously she comes first, and she's had these issues before, so hopefully she'll get back and we'll see her in the spring, Luke.
Yeah, that's it. Like, she will tell us, and Pete's always put her best interest in her, because she's a massively framed horse, and she requires a little bit of managing from time to time. Well, not from time to time, but a great deal of the time she's in work. So she'll tell us, and like, it'd be great to see her back, but there'd be no finer moment to have had your last race in the Diamond Jubilee in the Queen's Jubilee year, and capping it with a win. You know, like, that'd be a great way to finish her career if she were to retire. But we'll just wait and see.